Good morning to all of you. Today I am going to discuss high resolution imaging in urban planning and urban mapping. Yesterday we have discussed urban poverty mapping, slum mapping, and we discussed that high resolution images are very important for slum mapping and identification of slums and identification of different urban features. So today we are going to discuss different types of high resolution satellite images that can be used in urban planning and urban mapping. Okay, so high resolution means we are getting high detailed and using any high resolution sensor. So here some of the major high resolution satellite images are Spot, Iconos, QuickBird, WorldView. These are one of some of the major satellite images that provides us the data in high spatial resolution. As all we know that spatial resolution is the ability of any sensor to discriminate two close objects. Okay, and it is directly related to the pixel size. If we are having pixel size 1, pixel size 5, pixel size 10, it is known as its spatial resolution. 1 meter pixel size means its spatial resolution is 1 meter, and that means it can easily discriminate two close objects within the range of 1 meter. So with increasing spatial resolution, we will have more detailed information about the earth surface features, or you can say in case of urban area, we can have the detailed information about the shape and size of different buildings, shape and size of different houses, roads, railway lines, and other urban features, airport, stadium, okay, golf course, anything. So in urban planning, or we call it as regional planning of an urban area, we need to have very high resolution satellite images for getting more detailed information about the objects. So these are very famous and very commonly used satellite images. First one is your Spot. Okay, Spot is a French satellite. Okay, its full form is satellite pour observation de la Terre. It's a French word. Okay, the full form of Spot is satellite pour observation de la Terre, SPOT. It's a French name, so you must remember this full form of Spot. And this Spot satellite was launched by French space agency, which name is Centre National des Jeux Spatials, CNES. Like in India, ISRO is a space agency. In the same way, the space agency of France is known as CNES, and the satellite, that is Spot satellite, is launched by CNES. Okay, its full form is actually the French word. It's a French word, a satellite pour l'observation de la Terre. So you need to remember this full form of Spot. Okay, so there is a series of satellites. Okay, like you must have heard about the Landsat series satellites. In the same way, there is a series of satellites. The first satellite of Spot series satellite was launched in 1986, and it was discommissioned in 1997. Then second satellite of Spot series that was launched in 1990, which is still going. Its third satellite of Spot series, Spot 3, was launched in 1993, and it is stopped functioning in 1996. Fourth satellite, that is Spot 4, was launched in 1998. It is still going on. Spot 5 was launched in 2002. Okay, so there is a series of satellites, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in different years. Different satellites have been launched with slight modification in the spatial resolution, in spectral resolution, and other technical specifications. So Spot satellite, as we know that it is remote sensing satellite, so obviously it is sun synchronous satellite. It orbits in the sun synchronous path. Okay, the satellite passes over the same part of the earth at roughly the same local time each day. Sun synchronous means whenever the satellite passes over the same part of the earth at the same local time each day. This kind of mechanism is known as sun synchronous orbit. So all the orbits of remote sensing satellites are designed in such a way that it can passes over the same part of the earth at regularly the same local time each day. Its inclination angle is about 80 degrees of the polar orbit. As we know that remote sensing satellites, or in other way we call it as a polar satellites. Polar satellites moves from north to south pole. Okay, and the inclination of spot satellite is about 8 degrees of the polar orbit. And the fact that the earth is not perfectly sphere, that makes the orbital plane rotate slowly around the earth. Okay, so this is the mechanism in which spot satellite travels from north pole to south pole with the 8 degrees of inclination angle. Okay, and that will capture the images of the earth at different places. So spot, it is a figure showing the rotation of the spot satellite around the earth, and also the rotation of the earth around the sun. So the slow motion of that orbital plane that matches the latitudinal motion of the sun in the sky over the year. It maintains the similar sun angle along its ground trace for all orbits. That's why it is known as sun synchronous. It is designed in such a way that it can maintain the similar sun angle along its ground track for all the orbits, so that it can capture the same area at same local angle every day. That means that the area the sun flies over always get the same sunlight angle, which gives constant lighting. Okay, so this is the meaning of sun synchronous. Means whenever the position of sun changes, in this respect the satellite also changes their position. That's why it is known as sun synchronous. Its motion is synchronized with the motion of the sun, so that each location on the earth will have the same illumination angle from the sun, same condition of the lighting, same sunlight angle. Okay, so spot satellite having different sensors. Okay, like Landsat, we are having TM, ETM plus, OLI. So each spot satellite having two sensors, that is HRV. Its full form is high resolution visible, that is constructed with the multilinear array detectors, or it is known as push broom sensors or push broom scanners. And these record the multispectral images data along a wide swath. Multispectral means when we capture the data in different wavelength intervals, this kind of image, this kind of data is known as multispectral image data. So each spot satellite having two sensors. One is HRV. HRV provides us the high resolution images, and it is push broom scanners. Push broom or along track scanners. Along track scanners moves in the direction of the flight, like in which direction flight is moving, sensor captures the data in that direction. That's why it is known as along track scanners. Scanner is scanning the data. Scanner is scanning the earth in the flight direction, in the direction of the flight or in the direction of the satellite. That's what is known as along track scanners, and also it is known as push broom scanners. Okay, now so it is having push broom scanner or push broom sensor. So definitely it will have some detectors. As we know that the push broom scanner or push broom sensor having different detectors. Each detector is sensitive to a specific wavelength interval. Suppose if there are 5 detectors, so each detector may be sensitive to different detectors. Blue detector will be sensitive to blue detector, green detector will be sensitive to green detector, NIR detector is sensitive to NIR detector. So depending on the spectral band, suppose if a satellite is designed to capture the data in 4 bands, blue, green, red, and IR, it means it will have 4 detectors for each wavelength interval. Depending on each wavelength interval, it may have different linear detectors, so it senses the single column at a time, and it uses the forward motion to generate the second dimension. Second one is important term, that is GSD, ground sample distance. It is directly related to the resolution or pixel size. Okay, GSD means ground sample distance. How much area is sensed on the ground by that sensor is directly related to the pixel size. Pixel size is a kind of spatial resolution. It is just set by sampling the interval, and normally it results in just touching square pixels making of the images. Each spectral band of the sensing requires its own array. It means blue spectral band can be detected by the blue detector, green spectral band can be detected by green detector, NIR spectral band can be detected by the NIR detector. Each detector is sensitive only to a specific wavelength interval or spectral band. The push-broom scanners generally have higher radiometric resolution. Radiometric resolution is the ability of a sensor to discriminate very slight changes in the incoming radiation that is received by the receiver. Okay, because they have longer dwell time. अब यहाँ पे dwell time क्या है? What is dwell time? Dwell time is the time through which, or it is a time duration the sensor kept seen on the ground. How much time or how much the time duration a sensor can see on the ground, that is dwell time. If a sensor is observing, if sensor is looking on the ground for 2 seconds, its dwell time will be 2 seconds. If sensor is observing on the earth for 5 seconds, its dwell time is 5 seconds. Okay, so with the longer dwell time we will have improved radiometric resolution. How much time, or how much time a sensor takes to observe the specific area on the earth is known as dwell time, and if it is higher, then you will have the higher radiometric resolution than the across track scanners, which moves laterally. So push broom scanners, like along track scanners, have the higher dwell time in comparison to across track scanners because of the longer dwell time. Okay. Spot is having data sets in two different modes, panchromatic and multispectral. Okay, in panchromatic mode, we know that panchromatic means a single spectral band. When the sensor captures the image in single spectral band, it is known as panchromatic data or panchromatic image. So in a spot, it works in panchromatic mode, corresponding to the visible part of the electromagnetic spectrum without the blue, from 0.5 to 0.37 micrometer. Single channel imaging mode, so yields black and white images. The resolution is 10 meter. Okay, and panchromatic mode is having a spatial resolution of 10 meter. Pixel per line is 6000, and it is good for fine geometric details. Panchromatic images, or the images having single spectral band having higher spatial resolution, that will be good for fine geometrical details. It is not having any spectral information, but it is having good geometrical information, good spatial details. Okay, but in case of multispectral mode, the images are captured in three different bands, that is blue, green, red. Okay, so in here in a spot, it doesn't work in the blue band. It starts from green, that is from 0.5 to 0.9 micrometer, red for 0.61 to 0.68 micrometer, and NIR, that is from 0.79 to 0.89 micrometer. And the spatial resolution of multispectral mode is 20 meter. In panchromatic, it is providing the data at 10 meter spatial resolution, whereas in multispectral mode, it provides data at 20 meter spatial resolution. Okay, so these are some sample images that is captured by the spot sensors. You can see the fine details, you can see the spatial resolution, how much good details is provided by the spot satellite. Okay, this is very good satellite image with higher details in terms of spatial as well as spectral. Okay, so it is not freely downloadable. Spot is proprietary data sets, so you need to purchase it using this website. It is not freely available like Landsat. So if you want to purchase a spot satellite, then you need to visit this website of Spot. Okay, through this website you can have different products, you can have the information about different products, so you will have the data sets at a different spatial resolution. It is not freely available, you need to purchase it. Okay, second very important and very famous high resolution image is high resolution satellite is IKONOS. IKONOS is one of the widely used high resolution satellite data set for different urban planning, urban mapping practices. Okay, this satellite was launched in 1999. Okay, it is also sun synchronous satellite, or you can call it polar satellites. Okay, and it crosses the same location on the earth at 10:30 a.m. across the equator. Its revisit time is 11 days. It means it can capture the same area at every 11 days. That is known as temporal resolution, or it may call it as a revisit time, revisit interval. Okay, and it is highly maneuverable. It can point at a new target and stabilize itself in second. It is very important property of Iconos. It can stabilize itself at a same position for few seconds to get very good details about that object. It is not available in other satellites, like stabilizing itself in the space. Okay, this satellite stabilizes itself in the space for fewer seconds, so that it can have the time to capture the area on the earth with good details and with more information. Okay, and it can also be rotated, means its sensor or its rotating mirrors, whatever it is having, the mechanism, the system, it is enabling to follow the meandering features. The entire spacecraft moves, not just the sensor. Okay, and entire spacecraft moves, whereas in some other satellites, sensor moves at some angle, but here sensor moves with the entire spacecraft. Although all the satellites moves in the space, but during the movement of the satellite in the space, sensor moves at different angles in respect to the aircraft movement. But here in Iconos, the entire space, the movement of the entire spacecraft is synchronized with the movement of the sensor. Okay, it is it is highly spatial resolution images. Okay, it can collect the data at angle of up to 45 degree from the analog track and across track axis. It allows for side by side and fore and aft stereoscopic imaging. Okay, it can capture the data and in stereoscopic mode, and its swath is around 11 kilometers. Swath means the area captured on the earth by the satellite, by the sensor. It can capture the swath of around 11 kilometers at a time. At a time, it can capture the area on the ground, that is that its width will be 11 kilometer. Okay, 11 kilometer by 11 kilometer image size. The size of the Iconos image is 11 kilometer by 11 kilometer, but user specified strips and mosaics can be ordered, but you can order as per your requirement. And it deploys a linear array scanner. It is a linear array scanner, means it is having the linear detectors. All the current, all the advanced satellite images having detectors. So in Iconos, it is also having linear array scanner or linear array detectors. Okay, this is about the Iconos. So Iconos, whatever the satellite images provided by Iconos, it may be very good application in urban planning, because it is providing the data sets at up to 100, up to 1 meter spatial resolution in panchromatic mode, and 4 meter spatial resolution in spectral mode. Okay, it can collect the panchromatic band. Means panchromatic means the data captured in a single spectral band. Its range is about 0.45 to zero point 0.9 micrometer, and its spatial resolution is around 1 meter. Whereas it can also works in the multispectral mode, that will have 4 different bands: blue, green, red, and NIR. As we know, the range of blue is 0.45 to 0.52, 0.51 to 0.60, 0.63 to 0.70, and NIR is having range 0.6 to 0.85. Okay, so Iconos having two modes. One is panchromatic. In panchromatic mode, it works in a single spectral band. That's range is around 0.45 to 0.90. And for panchromatic images, its resolution is having 1 meter, whereas when it works in multispectral mode, its spatial resolution is around 4 meter. Okay, and its radiometric resolution is 11 bits. Radiometric resolution I already discussed. It is the ability of sensor to discriminate very slight changes in the incoming radiation that is received by the receiver. 11 bit means its radiometric resolution is 2 to the power 11, means 2 to the power 11 times of the gray level values can be captured by the sensors. Okay, so radiometric resolution is also important when we want to detect different objects, when we want to identify different Earth surface features, and if it is having higher radiometric resolution, then it will be providing you the more detailed information about the incoming solar radiation after the interaction with the earth object. When radiation interacts with the earth object and return back to the sensor receives that energy, and how much change in that incoming energy from the earth surface is captured, is measured by the radiometric resolution of that sensor. It may vary from 8 bit, 10 bit, 11 bit, 12 bit, 16 bit. Like Landsat images is having 16 bit radiometric resolution. It is better than Iconos. But Iconos, the advantage of Iconos is that it is having higher spatial resolution. Otherwise, radiometric resolution of Landsat is better than Iconos. But radiometric resolution is not good for the detailed mapping. So for detailed urban planning, for detailed urban mapping, you need to have very good spatial resolution or very high spatial resolution around 1 meter or 4 meter. Okay, so this is the advantage of Iconos. So this is a sample image of Iconos. This is the Iconos image at the spatial resolution of 1 meter. Here you can see the details, how fine details you will have by using this Iconos image at 1 meter spatial resolution. Okay, so this is the panchromatic image. This image is a panchromatic image, and its spatial resolution is 1 meter. You can see, you can identify each and individual trees also. You can identify each and individual house. You can identify the roads. You can identify very good details by using Iconos image of 1 meter spatial resolution. Okay, this is the Iconos image. Now this is another sample image of Iconos. It is a 1 meter Iconos image of the Dubai area. This is the resolution merged image, means 1 meter panchromatic image is merged with the 4 meter multispectral images. So you can also merge 1 meter panchromatic image with the 4 meter multispectral image. That is known as resolution merge. If we go for resolution merge, it means it will have the higher details of the panchromatic band and the multispectral information from the multispectral bands. So resolution merge is also important concept in remote sensing. If you are using high resolution panchromatic band of an area with good high spatial resolution, and you are also having the multispectral image of that area with other spatial resolution, and when we merge both resolutions, when we merge 1 meter panchromatic band with the 4 meter multispectral band, the final product will be the 1 meter multispectral band. Means the final product will have the spatial details of panchromatic band and the multispectral information from the multispectral band. This image is showing the resolution merged image, means 1 meter is merged with the 4 meter spectral resolution of that image. So you can see here the color. Okay, otherwise in this figure it is black and white image. It is a totally black and white image because it is simply the panchromatic image, and panchromatic images will be in the black and white mode. But when we merge the panchromatic image or the black and white image with the multispectral data in different multispectral bands, you will have the color images, or you can also create the false color composite FCC by using this images. It will having the spatial details of the panchromatic as well as the multispectral bands from the multispectral mode of the satellite images. So this is the Iconos image of the Dubai area. It is having 1 meter spatial resolution, but it is a resolution merged images. So that's why you are able to see it in the colors. Otherwise, it will be in the black and white mode. Okay. This is another panchromatic image of area in the Rome, and its spatial resolution is around 1 meter. Okay. So 1 meter spatial resolution is achievable by Iconos image, but it will be in the panchromatic mode or black and white mode. You can see here the details. You can also detect the vehicles moving on the ground. Okay, you can also detect the shape and size of each individual building. You can also detect the uh, building structure. You can also detect the trees. You can also detect even the cars or vehicles traveling, moving on the road. Okay, and then it is another 1 meter image of the survivor camp in Africa. You can see the details. Okay, this is 1 meter resolution merge image, means 1 meter panchromatic with 4 meter spectral. Both are merged with each other, so you will get the details of panchromatic data with multispectral information, that is having color information. So here you can easily detect the trees, individual trees, buildings. You can also detect the footpaths. Okay, these are the footpaths, and you can see the details, how much details you can have by using 1 meter spatial resolution images of ICONOS. Another high resolution satellite is QuickBird. QuickBird is also very famous and one of the widely used high resolution satellite images. Okay, it was launched in 2001. The date was 18th October at the Vandenberg Air Force Base, California, USA. Okay, you can see the sample images captured by the QuickBird satellite. Okay, you can see how much good details it is providing. You can easily detect each and every buildings. You can easily detect the shape and size and each and every good details about the urban area. So if you are going to work on the urban planning, if you want to develop some new city, some new urban area, so you need to have very fine details about that urban area. In that case, we can use high resolution satellite images that may be from the ICONOS, that may be from the QuickBird, that may be from other satellites, iSpot, okay, WorldView. Okay, so this is the QuickBird image captured by the QuickBird satellite that was launched in 2001. And another high resolution satellite available in the market is the WorldView. Okay, WorldView is also having a series of satellites: WorldView 1, WorldView 2, WorldView 3. Okay, so WorldView 1 satellite is of one of the three satellite constellation. There is a three satellites: WorldView 1, WorldView 2, WorldView 3. So the first group of the satellites of WorldView 1 and WorldView 2 was launched in 2008. And the most important is that it is comparable with the QuickBird. WorldView also having very good details. The ultimate goal is to have all three systems working together. Okay, it is important to note that QuickBird, WorldView 1 and WorldView 2, these three satellites are a kind of constellation and they are launched at the same time to work together. Means they detect the same object, they detect the same area on the earth by three different sensors mounted on QuickBird satellite, WorldView 1 satellite and WorldView 2 satellite. Okay, so that they can together provide very good visual coverage on the global level, and it can be used at higher spatial resolution details as quickly as possible. Okay, so three satellites are observing the same area with the good details, so that you can have very good and very high spatial resolution satellite images possible as quickly as. Okay, the WorldView 1 satellite was launched in 2007 from Vandenberg and carries a panchromatic only instrument. WorldView 1 is having panchromatic band, panchromatic sensor. Okay, panchromatic, if it is panchromatic, then it will provide the images in black and white mode to commercial and government resources. And at Nadir, it can achieve a spatial resolution of 0.5 meter. You can see that its spatial resolution is 50 centimeter only. So how much good details the satellite data have, you cannot imagine that this satellite data providing you the data, this satellite providing you the data at around 0.5 meter, that is 50 centimeter spatial resolution. Okay, but it is at the Nadir. Nadir is the position of the satellite just above the perpendicular direction from the Earth's surface. Okay, so at Nadir, it can achieve up to 0.5 meter spatial resolution along with the capability to image a swath of 17.6 kilometer. And its swath is 17.6 kilometer, means It can cover the area of around 17.6 kilometer on the ground at a time with 0.5 meter or 50 centimeter spatial resolution. Okay. It is having several characteristics. It is obviously it will be sun synchronous satellite because this is remote sensing satellite. So obviously it will be sun synchronous satellite, or you can say polar satellites. Its altitude is around 496 kilometer from the Earth's surface. Okay, its period is 94.6 minutes. Means it can cover the entire Earth in every 94.6 minutes. Its revisit time is 5.4 days at 59 centimeter GSD and 1.7 days at 1 meter GSD. Okay, so it can have two different revisit time depending on its spatial resolution. If its lifespan is around 7.25 years. Okay, and its resolution is around 50 centimeter at the nadir. Now it is having a series of satellites. So after WorldView 1, WorldView 2, WorldView 3 satellites are also launched for getting the higher spatial resolution, for getting the better details for urban planning and urban mapping. Okay, so here you see the images. Here you see the data captured by the WorldView satellites. You can see it's a kind of photograph. You can see the details. 50 centimeter spatial resolution means it's a kind of photograph. You can easily identify each and every building with very good details, very clear details. So it's very beautiful picture showing the capacity, showing the capability of high spatial resolution images. And if you are getting such kind of images with good details, so it will be very much useful for urban planning and urban mapping. Okay, if you are going to work for urban planning, if you are going to develop new city, new urban area, so you need to have this much amount of details so that you can easily identify the location, you can easily identify the buildings, its shape, size, road network, each and every. You can also here see the shadows. Okay, it can also capture the shadows. You can uh, also measure the building height. Okay, because it's a kind of three-dimensional view, providing you the three-dimensional view because of its high spatial resolution. Okay, so this is a kind of satellite images are available in the market, but these are not freely available. So you have to purchase these satellites for working on it. But you can see the details. It's very beautiful image, but it can be considered as a photograph also. It is an image, but it's similar to a photograph with good details. Okay, this is another image of the WorldView satellite. You can see the details, how much details it is having. You can easily identify the vehicles moving on the road. You can also identify each and every object on the earth. You can easily identify the trees. You can easily identify the or determine the canopy, size of the canopy of each tree. These are some high resolution images available in the market that can be used for urban planning and mapping. In India, India is also having some satellites with higher spatial resolution. One of the widely used high resolution satellite image launched by ISRO is LIS-4. LIS-4 is having 5.8 meter spatial resolution. It works in 3 spectral bands, that is green, red, and NIR. Okay, the swath of LIS-4 image is around 70 kilometers. Okay, and in most of the urban planning activities in India, LIS-4 was widely used for that. Okay, after LIS-4, India has launched a series of Cartosat satellites: Cartosat 1, Cartosat 2, Cartosat 3, Cartosat 3A, Cartosat 3B. So Cartosat satellites are the satellites having the images in black and white mode. These are the panchromatic images, but it is having very high details. Okay, Cartosat 1, Cartosat 2, Cartosat 1 is having around 2.5 meter spatial resolution. Right now, India is having the satellite that will provide the data up to 0.65 meter or 65 centimeter. Okay, some other satellites are also there, like here you can say list 4 I already discussed. Then Sentinel is also providing the high resolution images at up to 10-meter spatial resolution. Okay, Sentinel was launched in 2014 by the European Space Agency. Okay, so Sentinel-2 MSI images are available with 10-meter spatial resolution and 20-meter spatial resolution. Some spectral bands are available at 10-meter spatial resolution. Some spectral bands are available at 20-meter spatial resolution. And also there are some high-resolution microwave sensors like TerraSAR-X, okay, RadarSat, NVSat. These are high-resolution microwave sensors are also. Suppose in case of bad weather condition, in case of cloudy season, if optical sensors doesn't work, in that case we can use high-resolution SAR sensors, high-resolution microwave sensors. So TerraSAR-X, then RadarSat, okay. These are the some high-resolution microwave sensors available in the market that will provide you the good spatial details about an urban area. If you want to study that urban area in night time, if you want to study the urban activities in the urban area in the night time, in that case the optical sensors will not work in, so that you can go for microwave sensors or synthetic aperture radar sensors that can also provide you the data up to 1 meter, 2 meter, 5 meter spatial resolution. There is also India is also having very high resolution microwave sensor, that is RISAT-1 FRS mode. RISAT-1 sensor is having FRS mode images that will provide you the data up to 1 meter spatial resolution. So there are a lot of satellite images are available in the market. A lot of satellite images are available for urban planning and urban management, so that you will have the good details about the urban mapping. So high resolution images are very much useful in urban planning, as we know that it is providing the details up to 50 centimeter. But the only constant is that it doesn't available freely. It is not freely available, and you need to purchase these satellite images if you want to study urban area, urban planning using Iconos, QuickBird, WorldView. List 4 is also not freely available. You have to purchase it. Cartosat is not freely available. You need to purchase the Cartosat images. Cartosat images is also having the application in creating the three-dimensional view of an area. Okay, Cartosat is having stereoscopic view. So in because of the stereoscopic view of the Cartosat, you can use Cartosat data sets for creating the three-dimensional view of an urban area. So for getting three-dimensional view, you can also use Cartosat data sets, and LiDAR data sets can also be used for three-dimensional view of urban area. In case of urban planning, sometimes we need to have three-dimensional view to see the building heights, to see the building structure. We can use LiDAR surveying, LiDAR scanning, that will provide you the details about the building structure, height of the building structure, or it can also provide you the uh, building materials. What are the materials are used in the construction of the buildings? Okay, so today we have discussed different high resolution satellite images, starting from the Spot, Iconos, QuickBird, BirdView. Okay, but these satellites are not freely available. You need to purchase these satellites for using these satellites. Okay, so this is all about the high resolution satellite images. You need to use high resolution satellite images for detailed urban planning, detailed urban mapping, but the only constant is that the availability of data sets. Landsat data sets and other list 3 and AWIPS data sets can also be used for urban planning and urban mapping. That it will, but it will not provide you the much more details in comparison to the high resolution images. But because of the free availability, because of the freely downloadable free downloadable Landsat images, most of the urban planning work, most of the urban planning research are also based on the Landsat images. Okay, these three images can also be used for urban planning and urban mapping. Depending on the requirement, you can choose any of the satellite images, either high resolution, medium resolution, or coarse resolution. But the uh, data availability is important. Data availability is very important, so that you can use that data with effect, good detailed urban planning and urban mapping. And also for urban planning, one important thing I would like to mention here, that for urban planning, the spatial information is very important in comparison to the spectral information. Okay, but when you go for urban mapping, when you go for urban planning, when you go for detailed urban area mapping, so in that case spectral information is not much useful. So you need to focus on the spatial resolution. Some sensors having good spatial resolutions, but they are not having good spectral resolution. Some sensors having good spectral resolution, but they don't have good spatial resolution. Like Landsat is having good spectral resolution. Landsat 8 is having 11 bands, but its spatial resolution is 30 meters. It cannot be used for detailed urban planning, urban mapping. Whereas in Iconos, you can see in Iconos there are 4 multispectral bands, but its radiometric resolution is only 11 bit. Its spectral resolution is 4 band. Spectral resolution and radiometric resolution is not much important in case of urban planning and urban mapping. So in urban planning and urban mapping, we should focus on only the spatial details. Spatial details means spatial resolution. Okay, so I can ask quick word. These satellites are not having good not having good spectral resolution, not having good radiometric resolution, but these sensors are having good spatial resolution. That's why these two satellites, Iconos, QuickBird, WorldView, are widely used in urban planning and urban mapping for detailed mapping of the urban structure, for detailed mapping of the buildings, for detailed mapping of the road network, for detailed mapping of the utility services, amenities, and other things. Okay, so both the satellites, either it is Landsat or Iconos or any other high resolution satellite images, both are having different applications, both are having different characteristics. You need to apply, you need to use different spatial resolution images depending on your requirement. Whatever the data you are using, first you need to know what is your objective. Depending on your objective, you can choose any of the satellite images. If you only want to map urban area, then definitely you should go for Iconos, QuickBird type of satellite images. If you want to check the spectral information, if you want to study the spectral information of the urban area, spectral behavior, spectral pattern of the urban area, so you need to go for Landsat images, because Landsat images are having 11 bands. So its spectral resolution is 11 bands, but Iconos having spectral resolution 4. So definitely Landsat data is having high spectral resolution in comparison to the Iconos. Okay, but main thing is that spatial resolution. So depending on your requirement, if you want to have spatial details, if you want to have spectral details, if you want to have radiometric details, depending on your requirement, you can choose any of the satellite images depending on your requirement. And India is also having some high resolution images, but the only constant is that availability. These are not freely available, you have to purchase, and the cost of each scene is around 12,000. Okay, Iconos and this Resat, I have purchased these data sets for my PhD work, so I have purchased a scene for 12,000 rupees. So list 4 Resat, Cartosat, these data sets are available at around 12,000 rupees. Okay, but you can use list 3, you can download list 3 data without any cost. You can download AWIPS data without any cost. You can download Landsat, You can download this Sentinel without any cost. Okay, and one important thing is that LIDAR. Okay, LIDAR can also be used for detailed urban planning, detailed urban mapping. LIDAR can work in night time also. Okay, LIDAR can provide you the three-dimensional view. If you want to create a three-dimensional view or 3D model of an urban area, so you can go for LIDAR surveying, LIDAR datasets. But LIDAR datasets are not freely available also. It is very costly dataset. You need to purchase LIDAR datasets. So it can only be possible to use LIDAR if you have sufficient fund to purchase that datasets. Okay. So this is all about the urban planning, the application of high resolution satellite imaging in urban planning and urban mapping. And when we go for, one important thing is that I would also like to mention, if you go for urban planning, if you go for urban mapping using high resolution satellite images, so in that case, first you need to check the study area. Okay, subset the study area, because it is not possible to process higher very large urban area if you are not having good supercomputers, if you are not having high performing computers, because the high resolution satellite images requires good type of computers, good performing computers. Okay, so much higher details, more spatial resolution means more volume of data. More spatial resolution means more volume of the data. If more volume of the data is there, so you need to process that data set with good performing computers. Okay, so this is all about the availability of the high resolution satellite images for different applications, for different urban planning and different mapping practices. And you can choose any of the satellite images depending on your requirement, depending on the availability, depending on your fund, so that you can effectively work on urban planning and urban mapping. So that's all about the topic of today's lecture, that is about urban planning and urban mapping and the role of high resolution satellite images in urban planning and urban mapping. Today we have discussed different high resolution satellite images, their characteristics, their properties in terms of spatial resolution, spectral resolution, in terms of radiometric resolution, their launching date. You should also remember the date of launch of each satellite. You should also remember the spatial resolution. You should also remember the spectral resolution of each and every feature in the satellite images. Okay. So this is all about the application of high resolution images in the urban planning. So if you have any question, then you can ask the questions, your queries, and your quiz for that subject will be uploaded on your LMS. You can refer to your LMS to get the quiz, and you can attempt the quiz for that. If you have any question, then you can ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you.